The moment has arrived, and you are the one who has been chosen. This is not a mere coincidence. God Himself has handpicked you for a purpose beyond what most can even fathom. From this day forward, your life takes on a new direction. It is a path of divine responsibility, of fulfilling a higher calling, and of receiving blessings that exceed your expectations. The weight of this calling is not a burden, but a privilege, as it comes with the power to create, lead, and manifest abundance. God's plan for you has been set into motion, and you are now a key player in something far greater than yourself. Your purpose is clear, and the rewards, limitless. Prosperity, success, and influence are not distant dreams. They are the promises of your destiny now within your grasp. This is your time. Step into it with faith and confidence, for you have been selected to carry out a divine duty that will transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Your journey is one of growth, triumph, and untold prosperity. The question now is, are you ready to embrace your divine mission? Take a moment to affirm your commitment in the comments by saying, "I am ready." And if you've found value in these insights, I'd ask for your support. Recently, this message has faced some challenges in reaching those who are meant to hear it. By liking, sharing, and subscribing, you're helping ensure this wisdom spreads far and wide. Your support is crucial in allowing us to continue bringing these powerful teachings to you. Now let's dive in. The Divine Call, a message for you. If you are watching this right now, understand that your presence here is not an accident. You didn't just happen to stumble across these words. This moment was orchestrated for you. Think of it as being invited to a grand banquet, where the invitation arrived specifically in your hands. There's no coincidence in this. God Himself has guided you here, and in doing so, He is offering you a message. This message is not a vague whisper, but a clear calling, beckoning you to embrace the path that awaits you. It's a calling to step into something greater, something beyond the ordinary, and to realize that your life is meant for more than what you've seen so far. Imagine, if you will, that your life has been a long journey, one full of lessons, growth, and perhaps even hardships. But as you approach this point, the horizon has begun to change. The sky is opening up to reveal a new direction, a fresh beginning. Just like a seed planted in the soil, waiting for the right moment to sprout, your purpose has been carefully nurtured. Now, the time has come for you to grow, to rise from the earth, and to spread your branches wide, reaching for the heavens. You've been chosen, not because you're more special than others, but because God sees something in you, a potential that has been quietly waiting for this moment to unfold. Being chosen is not about luck or chance. It's about purpose. Think of it like being selected to carry a special light into a dark world, a light that has the power to guide, heal, and bring warmth to those around you. The moment you recognize this, everything changes. You begin to see yourself not just as an individual, but as part of a greater divine plan. This calling is not just for today, but for all the days ahead. It's as if God has prepared a canvas for you, and now it's your turn to pick up the brush. The colors are ready, and the picture is yours to paint. This is your time to step into the fullness of what you were always meant to be. Your divine selection is like an invitation to a banquet that you were always meant to attend, one where abundance, peace, and purpose await. Stepping out of struggle, a new era of ease. Now, let's talk about the struggles you've faced. Life has not always been easy. For many, the weight of the world can feel unbearable at times, especially when it comes to finances. The stress, the worry, the constant juggling of resources, it all builds up, doesn't it? It feels as if you're carrying an invisible backpack filled with rocks, each one a concern or burden that seems impossible to put down. For years, perhaps you've carried this burden, trying to make ends meet, hoping for relief. But what if I told you that the time for struggle is over? In the moment of divine selection, God is taking that heavy weight from you. Just like a child who finally lets go of a heavy toy truck they've been dragging behind them, you can release the burdens you've carried for so long. Imagine God's hands gently lifting the load from your shoulders, setting you free. The burden of financial strain, of feeling stuck and overwhelmed, is no longer your responsibility to bear alone. In this moment, God is offering you something far greater than what you've known before. Think of it like stepping out of a dense fog into clear, bright sunshine. The air is fresher, the path ahead is clearer, and the warmth you feel is comforting and new. No longer will you struggle in the darkness of uncertainty. Instead, you're stepping into a new era, an era of ease, of provision, and of peace. This shift is not just about financial freedom, though it certainly includes that. It's a shift in your entire being, a transformation that touches every part of your life. Just as a river moves effortlessly through valleys and plains, carrying life wherever it flows, so too will God's provision flow to you. This flow of abundance is not a trickle. It is a rushing current that will touch every area of your life, your relationships, your health, your spirit, and yes, your finances. The abundance that awaits you is not something you have to chase. It's already on its way, guided by the hand of God. Picture it as a wide, flowing river. All you have to do is step into it. As the waters of abundance begin to surround you, they'll wash away the doubts, the fears, and the limitations you once held onto. You are no longer in charge of making it all work on your own. God has already set the course, and now it's time to trust. When you release your grip on struggle, you open the door to receiving. It's like holding an empty cup in your hands. If you never let go of the weight you've carried, the cup remains too full to accept what's being poured. But when you trust that the flow of abundance is coming, and you release the grip of scarcity, your cup is ready to be filled. And fill it, it will overflowing with blessings, opportunities, and prosperity beyond your imagination. This is a new era for you. It's not just the end of struggle. It's the beginning of ease, the beginning of abundance. The time of fighting to survive is behind you, and the time to thrive is ahead. All that is required from you now is to accept this divine transition, to trust in the process, and to step forward into the future that has already been prepared for you. Just as the dawn follows the darkest night, so too will you step into a future filled with light, guided by the hand of divine provision. Unstoppable prosperity, the river of blessings. When we speak of prosperity, it's important to understand that it's not just about material wealth. It's about a divine flow that touches every part of your life. Imagine prosperity as a mighty river, one that never runs dry, constantly flowing with abundance and always reaching those who are ready to receive it. This river of blessings moves effortlessly, carving its path with grace and precision, like water flowing over smooth stones. It doesn't struggle to find its way. It simply moves, confident in the direction it is meant to go. Similarly, when you align yourself with God's purpose for your life, His provisions will flow to you, just as naturally and freely as a river finds its course. God's provision, unlike anything that the world offers, is not subject to scarcity or limitation. It is limitless, eternal, and abundant. Think of it like the ocean, vast and expansive, capable of filling every need without ever running out. Whether it's the financial resources you need to fulfill your calling or the peace that keeps your heart steady, God's provisions never fail. This is a divine promise. The more you trust in Him, the more you will experience His boundless supply. His hands are never empty. In the same way that a river constantly flows without drying up, so too will His blessings continue to pour into your life, giving you everything you need to thrive. One of the most powerful truths about God's provision is that it is not based on your own strength or effort. Too often, people feel like they must fight, struggle, and exert every ounce of their energy just to make ends meet. But when you understand the nature of divine provision, you realize that it's not your strength that brings success, it's God's grace. Trusting in His faithfulness is more important than striving on your own. Picture a child standing under a tree, arms outstretched, waiting for fruit to fall into their hands. The child doesn't strain or struggle to make the fruit appear. They simply trust that when the time is right, the tree will provide. Similarly, when you place your trust in God, you can rest in the assurance that He will provide for you in the right way and at the right time. The beauty of God's provision is that it doesn't require you to work yourself into exhaustion. You no longer need to carry the burden of doing everything on your own. Just like a plant that relies on the sun and rain to grow, your efforts are only part of the equation. When you align yourself with God's purpose, everything you need will begin to align as well. The river of blessings will not pass you by. It will fill your life with everything you need. Your role is to be open to receiving it, trusting that God has already prepared a way for you to prosper. In life, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that you must work harder than everyone else, that your success depends entirely on your effort. But prosperity doesn't work this way. The river of blessings doesn't flow because of your struggle. It flows because of your trust. When you stop trying to control every aspect of your life and instead surrender to God's plan, that is when you begin to experience the true abundance He offers. It's like sailing down a river with the current, letting the water carry you forward. You no longer need to paddle furiously. You can simply let go, trust the direction, and allow the journey to unfold. As you trust in God's faithfulness, you will begin to notice that the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve. Challenges will no longer feel like walls in your path, but stepping stones leading you toward your purpose. It's like a river that carves through mountains, not with force, but with persistence. God's provisions don't come with resistance. They come with divine ease, opening doors that no human effort could ever unlock. All you need to do is trust that God's hands are at work, guiding you to the right place at the right time. Furthermore, prosperity is not a one-time event. It's a continuous flow. Just like the river that never dries up, God's provisions are an ongoing source of nourishment. As you continue on your journey, you will find that what you need always appears, often in ways you could never have predicted. This is the beauty of divine provision. It is always available, never wavering, and always ready to fill the spaces in your life where there's need. God's abundance doesn't run out. It's always there, ready to refresh and restore. When you begin to trust in this unshakable truth, you will see that the struggle for success and wealth fades away. You no longer have to chase after it, because prosperity will pursue you. The more you align with God's purpose, the more you will experience the effortless flow of His blessings. Prosperity will no longer feel like a destination to reach, but a state of being to experience. It's as though you are living in the river itself, where every step you take brings you deeper into the flow of God's goodness. The key to unlocking this unstoppable prosperity is simple. Trust. Trust in God's faithfulness, trust in His timing, and trust that His provision will never fail. As you do, you will find that the life of abundance that God promises is not only possible, it's already on its way to you. Just like a river that carves through land with unstoppable force, so too will God's blessings continue to flow, transforming your life in ways you never thought possible. Divine responsibility, a purpose-filled life. Wealth is often seen as the ultimate goal, something to be sought after, worked for, and cherished. But true wealth is not just about accumulating material things. It's about understanding that everything you have is a gift from God, meant to serve a higher purpose. Imagine wealth as a tool, not an end in itself. Just as a hammer's purpose is to build, not to merely be held, so too is the purpose of wealth, to build something greater than yourself. When you understand this, wealth becomes less about what you possess and more about how you use it. God's blessings are not meant to be hoarded. They are meant to be shared, to flow outward, creating positive change and blessing others along the way. In the same way that a tree bears fruit not just for itself, but for the whole world around it, your prosperity is meant to serve a greater purpose. The fruits of your labor are not just for your enjoyment. They are meant to nourish those around you. Think of your wealth as a river. The water does not exist for the river alone. It exists to water the land, sustain life, and provide nourishment for all. Likewise, your abundance is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to overflow, touching the lives of others, helping them along their own journey, and contributing to the greater good of the world. When you step into the fullness of God's purpose for your life, you begin to see that the blessings you receive are not just for your own benefit, they are for those around you. Prosperity is not just an individual pursuit, it is a communal one. The more you have, the more you can give. It's like a cup that fills to the brim and then overflows, spreading its contents to others who are thirsty. When you understand that your wealth has a higher calling, it transforms how you view it. It no longer feels like something you need to protect or cling to. It becomes something you are entrusted with, something to use for the benefit of others. God gives you abundance, not just to meet your own needs, but to equip you to help meet the needs of others. You are called to be a conduit for His blessings, to channel His provision into the lives of those who need it. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, looking up at the peak. The journey to the top is long, and you can't make it alone. But then, you see a hand reaching down, offering support. That hand is your wealth, your resources, and your success. It's not just for you to climb, it's for you to extend, to help others up along the way. This deeper understanding of wealth is liberating. It frees you from the constant anxiety of needing more, of always seeking to build your own wealth for the sake of self-preservation. Instead, it reorients your view. Wealth is a responsibility, not just a gift. You are entrusted with what you have, and God expects you to use it wisely, in a way that serves His purpose. Just as a gardener tends to the plants with care, ensuring they grow and flourish, you must tend to your wealth in the same way. using it to create opportunities, uplift others, and fulfill God's calling on your life. Your success and prosperity have the power to create ripples of change. When you use your wealth to serve a higher cause, you become a catalyst for transformation. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil. The seed may start small, but as it grows, it can turn into something magnificent, a tree that bears fruit for generations to come. Your impact, too, will last far beyond your own lifetime. The positive changes you make today, through the wise use of your wealth, will continue to affect the world long after you're gone. Your legacy will be one of love, generosity, and faithfulness, built on the foundation of God's abundance. When you embrace your divine responsibility, you step into a life of purpose. Every dollar you earn, every resource you acquire, becomes a tool in God's hands. He is using you to accomplish His work in the world. This understanding transforms how you approach wealth. It's not just a means to an end. It's a means to serve others, to build God's kingdom, and to leave a lasting impact on the world. You are not just a recipient of blessings. You are a steward of those blessings, chosen to carry them forward and use them to bring about good. This purpose-filled life doesn't just change how you view wealth, it changes how you view yourself. You are no longer simply a person trying to make it through life. You are a vessel chosen by God to carry His blessings into the world. The success you experience is not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of others. You are called to live with an open heart, willing to share what you have, knowing that God will always provide what you need in return. This is the essence of divine responsibility, living with purpose, understanding that everything you have belongs to God, and using it to make the world a better place. As you live this purpose-filled life, you will find that your wealth grows in ways that go beyond money. You will experience an abundance of joy, peace, and fulfillment as you see the lives of others transformed by the blessings you share. The more you give, the more you receive, not just in material terms, but in spiritual richness. Your life will become a testament to the power of God's provision and His calling for you to use that provision to make a difference in the world. Through your wealth, you will create a legacy that reflects the love, grace, and abundance of God. Miraculous opportunities. Trusting God's timing. Waiting on God's timing can often feel like standing still, watching as life moves forward around you. It can feel as though the world is speeding by, and yet you are waiting for the right moment to move. But in this stillness, there is a powerful truth. God's timing is always perfect. Just as a seed does not sprout until the right conditions are met, warmth, moisture, and the right season, so too does your life unfold in God's perfect timing. It's not about rushing toward an outcome. It's about allowing His plan to unfold as it should. Trusting in God's timing means understanding that each step you take, even when it feels like a small one, is part of His grand design. Imagine planting a garden and watching the flowers bloom in their own season. You cannot force a flower to bloom before its time, nor can you rush the process of growth. The seed is planted, nurtured, and then, when the time is right, it blossoms. In the same way, your life is a garden. Each stage, each step, each challenge, and each opportunity is part of a greater plan. You may not see the full picture now, but God is working behind the scenes to ensure that every opportunity you need will come at the perfect moment. It's like waiting for the sun to rise. The darkness may seem long, but the sun will rise when it is meant to, casting light on everything around you. Trust that the timing of your life is in God's hands, and that what is meant for you will come at the perfect time. In the waiting, there is a deeper lesson about faith and patience. When you trust in God's timing, you are learning to let go of control. It's like being on a journey where you don't know the exact destination, but you trust that the path you are on will lead you to where you are meant to be. Each step, each delay, and each waiting period is part of God's plan to prepare you for what is ahead. Sometimes we try to rush things, to push ourselves into situations before we are ready, but this often leads to frustration and disappointment. Just as a plant needs time to grow strong roots before it can bear fruit, you too need time to grow into the person you are meant to be, ready to embrace the opportunities God has for you. As you trust in God's timing, you begin to notice that opportunities will appear in ways you never expected. These opportunities are not just random. They are divinely orchestrated moments placed in your path when you are ready to receive them. It's like standing at the edge of a river and suddenly seeing a boat appear, offering a ride across the water. You may not have expected it, but the boat is there, ready to take you where you need to go. This is how God works. When the time is right, the opportunities you've been waiting for will appear, opening doors you never thought possible. These opportunities will not only help you grow, but they will also lead you toward breakthroughs in every area of your life. The key to recognizing these miraculous opportunities is faith. Faith is the lens through which you view the world, and it allows you to see beyond the surface. While others may see a closed door, you will see the potential for a new path. When you trust that God is in control, you begin to see how each step you take, even the ones that feel like setbacks, is actually preparing you for something greater. Just as the clouds may hide the sun, your current situation may not show the full picture, but faith allows you to see beyond what is visible. Trusting in God's timing means believing that every closed door, every waiting period, and every moment of uncertainty is simply part of the process, leading you to your breakthrough. As you continue to walk by faith, you will begin to see these opportunities unfold. These are the moments when the right people come into your life, when the right doors open, and when the right opportunities are presented to you. They may not look like what you expected, but they will be exactly what you need. It's like waiting for the right train to come along. You may not know the exact time it will arrive, but you trust that when it does, it will take you to the destination you need to reach. In the same way, the opportunities God has for you will arrive at the perfect time, leading you to places you never imagined. This process of trusting in God's timing doesn't mean that you are passive or inactive. Rather, it means that you are actively trusting, waiting with a heart full of faith that what is meant for you will come when the time is right. It's like planting seeds and caring for the garden, knowing that growth is happening beneath the surface, even when you cannot see it. In the same way, every prayer, every action, and every moment of trust is contributing to the unfolding of God's plan for your life. By trusting in His timing, you open yourself up to the miraculous opportunities that He has prepared for you. These opportunities are not just coincidences. They are divine moments that lead to breakthroughs, growth, and success. Each opportunity is a stepping stone that brings you closer to the fulfillment of God's plan for your life. The more you trust in His timing, the more you will begin to see these opportunities appear, often in ways you never expected. This is the beauty of walking by faith. When you trust in God's plan, He opens doors you never thought possible and leads you to places of abundance and success. Building a legacy, transforming lives. Your prosperity is not just for you. It is a seed planted for future generations. a legacy that will continue to grow long after you are gone. Think of your success as a stone dropped into a still pond. At first, it may seem like a small, singular event, but as it touches the water, ripples form, spreading outward and touching everything in its path. These ripples represent the impact your success will have on the world. The choices you make today, the blessings you receive, and how you use them will create a legacy of transformation that extends far beyond your lifetime. When God blesses you with prosperity, He does so not just for your own benefit, but so that your success can inspire and uplift others for generations to come. Every decision you make, every opportunity you embrace, contributes to the greater purpose of your life. Your wealth and success are not simply trophies to be admired, but tools for creating change. As you rise, so too does your ability to lift others. Just as a gardener tends to each plant in their care, nurturing it to grow strong and healthy, so too are you called to nurture and support those around you. When you use your prosperity to help others, you plant the seeds for a future where generosity, kindness, and abundance are the norm. Your wealth becomes a legacy that will continue to inspire and provide for future generations, creating a ripple effect that transforms lives. This legacy is not just about the material things you can give. It is about the values you instill, the inspiration you provide, and the opportunities you open up for others. Imagine a lighthouse standing tall on a rocky shore, casting its light across the dark waters. This lighthouse is a symbol of hope and guidance for those who are lost or uncertain. Your prosperity can be the same, guiding others toward their own potential, showing them what is possible, and lighting the way for them to follow. By building a legacy of impact, you become a beacon of hope in your community and beyond, showing others that with faith, hard work, and dedication, they too can achieve great things. The beauty of a lasting legacy is that it continues to grow even after you are no longer physically present. It's like planting an orchard. At first, you may only see small saplings, but over time, they grow into towering trees that bear fruit year after year. The impact of your actions today may seem small in the moment, but over time, they will blossom into something much greater. Your success is like the foundation of a house. It provides a stable base for everything that comes after. By using your blessings to create opportunities for others, you lay the groundwork for a future that is brighter, more hopeful, and full of possibility. In the same way, your community can be transformed by your prosperity. Just as a small stream can turn into a mighty river, your acts of kindness and generosity can ripple out, uplifting those around you. When you help others, you inspire them to do the same, creating a cycle of giving that enriches everyone involved. This is how true prosperity works. It is not meant to be hoarded, but shared. As you share your blessings, you not only improve the lives of others, but you also create a culture of abundance and generosity that extends far beyond your own circle. Your success becomes a catalyst for change, sparking a movement that lifts up entire communities and helps those in need. Your success is not isolated. It is connected to the world around you. Every blessing you receive is an opportunity to serve, to give back, and to make a difference. Think of a tree with deep roots that stretches its branches high into the sky. The tree's roots provide stability, while its branches reach outward, providing shelter and nourishment for others. In the same way, your prosperity gives you the opportunity to reach out to those in need, to support others on their journey, and to build a foundation that will last for generations. Your wealth becomes a source of strength, a foundation upon which others can stand, and a means of reaching higher and further than they ever thought possible. When you live with the understanding that your success is meant to benefit others, you begin to see the world differently. Every opportunity you have is a chance to bless someone else, to make their journey easier, and to inspire them to pursue their own dreams. Just as a gardener tends to each plant, nurturing it and providing the care it needs to thrive, so too can you nurture those around you. Your success gives you the platform to do this, and the more you give, the more your legacy grows. In the end, your prosperity is not just about what you gain, but about what you give. It's about the lives you touch, the hearts you inspire, and the opportunities you create for others. Your legacy is the mark you leave on the world, the impact you make that continues long after you are gone. By using your blessings to uplift others, you ensure that your prosperity will be a source of hope, guidance, and transformation for generations to come. And in doing so, you fulfill God's purpose for your life, becoming a light that guides others toward their own success. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread these powerful insights and allows us to continue bringing them to you. Thank you for being part of this journey.